everyone, my name is Kasandra Thach, and I am a senior at Clark University, and in a few weeks I will officially be the first in my family to receive a bachelor's degree. Coming into semester in the city, I was at what I felt was the peak of my life. I know that sounds funny coming from a 22-year-old, but it's true. It was the first time in my life where I felt genuinely proud of how far I've come. I knew how much I wanted to pursue, and so I made a decision to come here with the goals of learning more about what I could bring to the table, and maybe even get a glimpse of my future. I felt extremely emotional and grateful every single day since I came to this program, and when I say emotional and grateful, my cohort knows exactly what I'm talking about. There were some tears shed and a lot of moments during class that made me reflect in a way I have never before. The amount of conversations I've had with not only my mentors and teachers like Edith, Dolita, Giselle, Rachel, Vic, and Vicky, but also with the students in this room are truly something I will never forget and always cherish. Coming into semester in the city, I was expected to be placed into a field related to what I put on my application. That did not happen. Well, in the way that I had expected. See, I study psychology and I have a huge passion to focus on youth, so I was expecting an internship where I could provide direct service to youth. Instead, I was placed in a musical program, fully remote. I have no musical background and I'm incredibly social, so you can imagine the questions I had walking into my placement. Would I be teaching kids to play an instrument over Zoom? And how could I enjoy this experience if I would be in the house working most of the time? I was quite nervous, but everyone around me was so excited for me because of my mentor placement. They told me I had the best mentor in the program and that I would be more than fine and should not worry. It only took me one day to realize what they meant. Vicky Ajene is the executive director of BRPM, a former employee of College for Social Innovation, and my evil twin, as she likes to say. When we had our first meeting, I felt immediately drawn to her empathy and her leadership style. Vicky spent over an hour getting to know me as a human being. She was not only curious about my goals, working style, or what I wanted in life, but about my love languages, my favorite treats, and even the way I saw my own identity. Remember earlier how I stated I felt I was at my peak? Well, during that time, I really had a high goal for myself, and I had overloaded my plate as usual. I took on a fellowship in Maine, remained a CA for SITC, along with completing the expectations of the program and internship at BRPM. All while dealing with big life questions and the unknown as a senior. Just this past month, my peak felt like it was falling apart and it was getting harder to hide. Vicky and I had weekly meetings to go over my work and what was needed for BRPM, but our last few meetings were spent entirely differently. Picture me sobbing my heart out. I know that's not strange for you guys to see. And then my boss in her bonnet demanding me to turn on my camera for a tarot reading and advice of a lifetime. That's the kind of support you can't fake. The first day I met Vicky, I learned about one thing she wanted to accomplish in the future, and that was to create a multi-space art program for the city that leaves others feeling better than when they came in and like they have grown. I didn't know that my first professional setting would be like this, or that I would have a boss who would genuinely help me unravel my questions and thoughts. But because of Vicky and everyone here, I feel like I'm leaving far better than when I came in because it pushed me to grow in ways I never thought about. And I can proudly say I feel more open to new possibilities and opportunities. Thank you.